Aziz Ishik is a shepherd, and he feels most at ease with his flock. Up here, he owes nobody any explanation about why he was born as a girl and used to be called Azize.
Sometimes I like to be among people, but most often I just want to be alone. When things get to be too much, I just want to be left in peace. And up here is best.
Aziz lives in the village of Cikrik in southeastern Turkey. One Turkish newspaper described the place as cursed because over 20 intersexuals, people born without a clear biological gender, live in this one village. One is 50-year-old Aziz. He has no unambiguous external sex organs, so he has to carry a woman's pink ID card. Even as a young child, he knew he didn't want to be a girl.
One day, when I was boxing with a boy, he pulled my long hair and threw me to the ground. Then I ran home and cut it off. I was full of hatred for myself and everyone around me. And I'm still suffering because of this ID card today.
In this isolated corner of Turkey, it's customary to marry among relatives, and almost everyone in the extremely poor Cikrik is related. That spreads genetic disorders rapidly, and such hereditary conditions as intersexuality. This 21-year-old who doesn't wish to reveal his identity is intersexual. He's had surgery to make his genitals unambiguously male.
I had to have 3 operations. Each one cost the equivalent of 500 euros. That's what I earn in half a year. But now I feel like a complete person. Eventually, I want to marry and have children.
But even after surgery, very few intersexuals are able to conceive. And surgery does little to change attitudes among these men from a neighboring village. They wouldn't want anyone from their families marrying an intersexual.
They're born as girls and have themselves turned into men. Maybe they'll change their minds again someday. No, we wouldn't accept that. As far as I know, they can't have any children. They're like gays.
Aziz has never had surgery. Like many others, he didn't have the money. He rarely goes to the nearest city, Diyarbakir, just to see a doctor at most. This time he's going to ask the psychologist, Tuba Yüksel, for advice. Yüksel has been counseling intersexual children and families for years.
How are you doing?
Not that well. I'm a person who needs to love and be loved. And when there's no love, I'm not doing well.
The families who come to me feel overwhelmed. Should they raise their intersex child as a girl or a boy? Or they've raised their child as a boy up to age 5, playing football and so on. And now all at once, he wants to be a girl.
In this arch-conservative society, it matters little that Aziz has always felt like a man. Every time he fell in love, he was in for disappointment.
As a young man, I had a relationship with a girl from the village, in secret, of course. When it came out, it was a huge scandal. My dream was shattered. Here, social mores dictate. She was married off to another man.
But Aziz isn't giving up. He intends to buy a cheap smartphone because he's heard that it's easier to get to know women on the internet. The clerk at the cell phone store shows him how to take selfies that put his best foot forward. He needs a photo for his profile. He's a bit more upbeat when he gets home. He lives in this little house with his mother and 10 other relatives. His mother is pleased that many years ago, Aziz decided he was a man.
In our society, a man counts for more. A girl marries and leaves, but the men can provide for the families and inherit.
Aziz is hoping that he might someday find a woman from outside his village who won't be put off by his past. He records a love song on his new smartphone, soon to be uploaded to his internet profile.